Hey everyone, and welcome back to Lazy Cat Reactions. So as you saw from the title, this is episode 4 of season 3 of Heartland, titled The Haunting of Hanley Barn. Amy and Ty spend the night in the haunted Hanley Barn, trying to get to the bottom of a mystery. And with haunted in parentheses, it means it's probably not haunted. My guess is that there's a squatter. They're probably going to discover someone living there who's been causing these hauntings. As we've seen so far this season, Amy and Ty went to her school's formal, and Ty was a little nervous about it because he couldn't really dance, but he wanted, of course, to go because he wanted Amy to have the experience. Lou and Peter are still going strong, even though, of course, he is the evil oil man. Jack and Lisa are also going strong, although they have fought a little bit. So, it's kind of funny how each of them have a couple. We've got Jack and Lisa, Lou and Peter, Amy and Ty. So, let's get started. As someone who is a fan of scary movies and stuff, this is something that I would get into. Sugarfoot!
Thanks again, Jack. Yeah, thanks, Jack.
Come back and get those later, Lou. Could be a squatter.
You're in chains.
Now that's wind.
It's okay. It's just the wind. Just the whole...
You're awesome.
Better eat that yogurt soon, it's going to expire.
So where are you going to go?
Wherever I end up. I'll deserve a really big baked potato.
Why is the loft off limits? We'll find out. I mean, obviously, he doesn't need to explain why. It's not her business. See, I like how they're setting it up that it's going to be like this whole big spooky thing, and it's going to turn out completely innocent and everything. It's probably off limits because there's probably a lot of stuff up there. I know they said he buried his wife up there, but, those are just stories. In a way, actually, this is making me think about Home Alone and the story they told about Old Man Marley, that he sprinkled the bodies of victims, as the salt on the streets and everything, and how he said, there's a lot of stuff going around about me, but none of it's true. And it just makes you wonder, what happens that you end up getting to that position where there's all these stories. And how do these stories get made up? Like for Hanley, did his wife die somehow? And so they all said, oh, we buried her in the barn. It just makes you wonder, like, how these stories get started. And I'm thinking, what can I do so that I could be legendary like that and have a story? Do something so that I end up, my stories get carried on, That old cat lady who haunted villagers or something, That might be kind of cool, Again, the stories continue on. But it just makes you kind of wonder. And then seeing Badger back there, and he says, count on it, so I wonder if he will end up being like another suitor for Mallory, because he commented that she looked fine. He didn't actually say it, but you could kind of tell. And she asked how Tara was, and I'm thinking, didn't she keep in touch? I mean, those two ended up becoming friends. Maybe Tara can't. Maybe she's not allowed to associate with people on the outside, which if that's the case, that's kind of shitty of those people. Anyways. Caleb.
He's sitting in your section. What am I supposed to say? Tell him to clean the bathroom. He's never going to believe that. Make something up. Tell him that jury duty. I don't care.
You're right
I can't deal with it right
there.
now.
Just make her go over there.
Hey, Kayla, what'll it be?
No,
Everything will be okay again, you'll see.
Smile that smile. And I like the whole kind of spooky vibe that they are giving us in this episode. Like I said, I'm definitely going to have to look up when this originally aired. It's episode 4, so very real possibility it could have aired in October, close to Halloween, you know? And that's fine. I was saying, I think I said in a previous video that it'd be nice to see Heartland, and maybe they do have it in an episode coming up, to see Heartland do like a Thanksgiving episode, because obviously in Canada, their Thanksgiving is in October. So it'd be nice for an upcoming episode to see their Thanksgiving and see if it's any different than an American Thanksgiving, and just kind of like what they would do. I don't know. I like seeing that. I like seeing things like that in television, you know, how they do things for Halloween, how they do things for Thanksgiving, Christmas, etc. And then, yeah, it would also be nice to see a Christmas episode. Now, I know there was kind of like a Christmas movie, Christmas at Heartland, and I'm going to have to check when that is. I think that was after season 4, so I'll have to double check. But if it is season 4, I will, of course, go ahead and react to that. I have not decided. I'm going to see if that's kind of a standalone, or if it's essential to the plot of season 5. Because if it's just a separate standalone movie, I may go ahead and save it and use it at Christmas time. And then you guys will get a Christmas film, Christmas at Heartland. But if it is essential to the plot of season 5, I'll just watch it in order. You know, no big deal either way. I mean, when you're watching a show like The Same-Ways and they come up on holidays in regular episodes, you don't save them for special events, you just watch them as normal. But yeah, but we'll see. I want to say it's probably a standalone. But yeah, like I said, I can find out. I'm sure I think I might be in a Heartland group on Facebook. I'm sure I can ask. And if I'm not, I'm sure I can find out.
You know, somehow I pictured spending the night in the haunted barn to be a lot less...
Boring, I know. It's kind of romantic in theory.
It is?
Oh, dark barn, thunderstorm, hidden dangers lurking around every corner.
The smell of manure.
Oh, God, kiss me.
Oh,
Did you hear that?
yeah. Okay, you know that hooded figure is going to be Mr. Hanley. Yeah, they're making it look like it's this actual drifter or murderer, but yeah, you know it's going to be Mr. Hanley. But yeah, Mallory's going ahead and hanging out up there in the spooky old barn with Badger. And then, of course, Ashley is getting jealous of Caleb hanging out with Soraya. It does make me wonder if he may end up actually dating Soraya, or if it's strictly going to be Ashley. I mean, Soraya may just be his friend. He may just look at her as a friend and nothing else. But, you know, sometimes friendships develop. So, yeah, it was kind of nice to see Ashley being a bit jealous. You know, that I think bodes well. And it could just be that she's jealous because she likes the attention, even if she doesn't actually like Caleb. You know, sometimes women just like the attention that's being bestowed on them. You know, it's a whole esteem thing. So, possibility it could be that. But let's keep going. Told ya.
So you're the one who's been messing with my horses?
No.
Oh,
Horses!
You're gonna kick the walls down. Time. I have to let the horses out.
Yeah, protect the horses.
Go with me.
Come on, Ty.
Must be some loved ones buried out there.
Yep. I called that. She was the woman. I called that. Hopefully that butterfly doesn't die. Hopefully she poked holes in it. It's gonna die eventually if it can't get out, but...
How did it go with Clint?
Well, pretty much grounded. A lot worse. Look, I hope I didn't get you in any trouble.
No, I'm good. I can pretty much talk myself out of anything. I have a confession. I looked through your sketchbook and you drew me. I mean, you could have drawn anyone, but you drew me.
The reason for that, Mallory. Man.
That's Clint. You better go.
Could still give her a kiss.
Bye.
And the screen has frozen, so...
You ready to go? Mrs. Bell, what's she doing here?
She was
I
the
don't
woman.
remember this, but Mrs. Bell is the girl in Mallory's ghost story.
I called that.
It's her first boyfriend, the one who gave her the butterfly.
Yeah, we use that color.
Yay! And there goes the butterfly. Ha! I knew that it wasn't actually going to be haunted, although it would have been kind of cool if it was. But I didn't expect it to be that guy who was trying to spook him to get him to sell. So I like how it worked out. Julian Richlings, in case anyone is unaware, was on Supernatural. And he played the character Death. And he was so badass. I remember there was a clip when Dean Winchester was acting all superior, and he basically just looked at him and he said that, you know, he's, what, a million years old or something, and he says, so, you know, I've seen things, you know, lives begin, lives end, whatever it was. And he said, so you can understand how insignificant I find you. And I was just like, boom. I mean, firstly, Dean needed to be put in his place anyways. And secondly, it just showed how awesome he was. I mean, his introduction on the show was pretty awesome. If you're not a fan of Supernatural, I do suggest going in and at least watching Julian Richlings as Death Supernatural entrance. Pull it up on YouTube. They've got it available. It's really cool. So this probably, let's see, this was season 3, so that would have been, what, 2009, 2010? It was probably about the time he had started on the show, because Supernatural started in 2005. So this would have been about season 4, season 5. So yeah, I think that was about the time he was on. If it wasn't, it was getting close. So it's kind of funny, you know. I was wondering when I was going to see an actor from Supernatural on Heartland, because Supernatural was filmed in Canada. And so obviously you're going to get a lot of cross actors. Now there could have been someone on before and I just didn't recognize the names. You know, a couple of the people maybe in the minor roles, or Caleb. I mean, Caleb could have been on it and I just didn't recognize him because maybe he just did an episode that really didn't matter. You're really going to remember him if they were in multiple episodes, like he was as Death. That's when you're going to remember him. If they're one individual episode, probably not going to register or anything. So it was nice to see him. And so of course I'm joking. I'm like, hey, you know what? That's Death. You don't want to mess with him. All he has to do is really look at you and something will happen. So thank you for joining me for episode 4 of season 3 of Heartland. hit the like button if you did enjoy it. I'm going to start episode 5 here. It looks like there's something about a pregnancy scare, so, oof. Which, if that's the case, that tells you a lot about Ty. That, yeah, he did go ahead and sleep with Kit, because I don't think he slept with Amy. It could be that it was someone else, too. I'll find out. It could be that maybe she's trying to try. See, I had a feeling Kit wasn't gone when they broke up. I was like, yeah, I bet we're going to see Kit again. But thank you for joining me. I will see you in my next video. Bye.